All right, let's just get started. Hi, everyone. Wow, the chat is already busy. This is fantastic. Guys, make sure you like the stream. Yeah, everything is working. Fantastic. You guys have my audio, guys. So a lot of people have been asking me to make it this video. They told me because we've been talking about this. People ask me to make the video specifically, give them the step by step advice on how to make money using just your phone and AI to make money. And guys, I promise you that this works. I've checked everything, and this is this is how it's done. This is how they do it. And it's so simple. The part that is not simple is the hard work that you need to be doing. But the lack of knowledge is not the issue anymore, because you, after you watch the stream, you will realize how to do it. And again, this applies to almost everybody, most people, whether you have a job or you don't have a job, whatever you're working in, and whether you do like your side hustles, your main hustle, whatever you have, this will help you either start making income or increase the income that you have, or start some a side hustle that eventually you could turn it into your main work. And it's so beautiful how simple it is, but that actually makes your job more difficult, because it's so easy and it's so simple and it's so to the point, that the problem with it is that it removes all the excuses that you might have not to take action. Basically, when everything is clear, you might think things become easier, but things become more difficult, because then the only thing that is left is hard work. Basically, the only thing. And guys, when I'm telling you this is going to become more easy for more people, and given that knowledge is not going to because of AI, knowledge is not going to be the main barrier for people succeeding. The only edge that you're going to have with over other people is how much work you put into it. So the volume of the work that you do in the right direction is going to be the key difference maker, because it used to be knowing what to do, and the volume of how much you do it. So no, the right work, identifying the right work, and then the volume of the work that you do was the key difference maker between who succeeds and who doesn't. But now, with this much easily available information of what is the right way to do, what is the right thing to do, the main so other than teaching each other here what we're supposed to do, I think we need to have a huge emphasis on inspiring each other to do hard work, to put in the work, to do as much volume as work as possible to increase our income. So I will give you the step by step, easy to understand plan here. And then, but in future shows, we need to also start talking about the love of hard work, and communicate that with each other, and trying to inspire each other to work harder. Okay, so guys, make sure you like the stream. Taurus, like, spit it out, Armin. Okay, let's get into it. Well, all right, let's get into it. Let me actually. So you're in a hurry, Tora. Okay, sure. Okay. All right, so the system that we have in place here has two engines. Okay, and it's really good that I separated it in two parts, because the engine one is the content creation, and I wanted to have it the second engine being the sales process, because a lot of people misunderstand what we're doing here. A lot of people think that when I'm talking about creating content on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever is your preferred platform, that we're suggesting here that people should become content creators, YouTubers, for example, to make money. That is not what we're doing here at all. YouTube is not a good source of income, right? Unless you know you have millions of subscribers. The point is not to become a YouTuber. The content is not your business. What we're trying to do, first of all, guys, many of you already have a business. um, and we're basically, if you already have a business, we're basically discussing how to improve the amount of the business that you have, to increase the number of customers or clients that you have. You could basically be somebody here that has no clue what they're going to do. We're going to talk to you guys as well. You could be a dentist, you could be a lawyer, you could be an accountant. It doesn't matter. You could be a restaurant owner. And I also want to talk a little bit about people who have location-based businesses and service-based businesses, and the difference, and how we want to actually eventually get the location-based businesses to become service-based businesses for the sake of scaling. But again, let's get back to the two engines, right? So the content that you make is not for the sake of making money from the content. The content is the way that you get clients. The point of your content is to create proof of your authority and to get people who will relate to you so that you could sell to them. These are the two engines. So engine one is content creation and engagement. Engine two is sales process and offer. So engine one, which is the content creation and engagement, is gets the attention and builds trust. And engine two is sales process and offer, which converts attention into money. Okay, these things are not new. That's not, people already know this. What I'm going to introduce to you is how to use AI to jump right into this and make remove all the barriers and make it so easy to do. And I will show you how easy it is to do this. Let me actually write this down. So, yeah. And also turning your pain. Okay, so if you already have a business and you're basically trying to figure out a way to scale this, we'll get to that. But for the people who have no idea of how to start a business or how to start a side hustle, the best thing you could do is to just figure out the most important pain in your life, and then just start creating content. And I will tell you exactly, guys, don't worry, I will make it so easy. I came up with this process based on studying everybody that makes it so easy. I'll give you a model to follow, and by the end of the stream, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is really clear. I know what to do, right? But the point is for you to identify a pain in your life, start making content regarding you solving that pain or not being able to solve that pain, whatever that is, whether it's, I don't know, obesity, lack of income, stress. Maybe your problem is that you don't want to go live or create videos with your face on it because you're shy. So you could actually, that's your pain. You could talk about how to overcome your shyness. So it doesn't matter if you have overcome your problem or haven't. You could just start making content. I mean, it's actually more interesting if you haven't, right? So, for example, guys, if you're in a bad situation, make sure you don't start documenting your success. Document your failures. This is great because we want a before and after. If your bank account is empty, take a screenshot of that, because that's the story that you're going to be telling people once you're successful, to show how you did it, where you were before, where you are now, because that will be the proof of your authority over the subject. You don't need a degree anymore. You need to just suck at something, be horrible at something, and then stop sucking even a little bit. You don't even need to become great at it. In fact, you would be able to sell to people, to beginners, because if you go tell people like, hey, I make like millions of dollars, great. I have no income. I'm just trying to make a couple of $100. I don't need to listen to somebody who's making millions of dollars. If you go from somebody that has $0 in their bank account to somebody that has like, oh my God, look, I actually have $500 now, you might be an interesting content creator for that person that is just trying to figure out how to get the first 500. Now, I don't forget being a fucking millionaire. I just need the first 500. So even if you're a beginner, you will be able to relate to that. But even if you are not even a beginner, even if you suck at something, fucking great. Document sucking at things so your progress becomes more interesting once you take the first steps. So yeah, Tora is saying, Armin, how do I sell my insecurities? I'm telling you, go make your first videos, and I will tell you exactly how to make them, telling people about your insecurities, telling people about not being able to overcome them, so that once we go over this journey and you even make the slightest amount of progress regarding your insecurities, you're selling your method of doing it. And again, in future shows that we will come up with more ways on how to use AI to basically fix your problems. But right now we're trying to figure out how to create this business, how to make money, right? But whatever, you will figure it out. And the point is that you need to start now. just documenting every step of the progress. Don't wait until you get better. Do the fact that you are at point zero is a good way to get a screenshot of all of your life right now so that your progress will become visible. Here's how you should treat being bad at things, okay? You were like, holy shit, my life sucks, or this specific thing sucks. You could be, the way that you look at it is great, fantastic. Let me document, this situation that I'm in will one day become a beautiful story once I overcome it. Once this is a shitty situation that I'm in, I bet you once I manage to climb out of this hole that I am in, it would be a beautiful story for me to tell other people how I did it. So look at the hole and see it as an opportunity for a story, and also an opportunity to give yourself a motivation, telling yourself, I will one day look back at the situation I am right now and be proud of how I dug myself out of it, and tell, this would be an amazing story to tell to other people. And in fact, people will be paying me one day to inspire them, not to tell them, because the knowledge is easy to access, to inspire them how to do the same. Because again, remember, in the age of information and the age of AI, knowledge is cheap, intelligence is cheap. Stories are not. AI could tell you better stories than any human can, but no AI could tell your story, and AI doesn't have its own stories of failure that it could say in a way that is relatable to us. The pain that we experience, it's what makes us human. It's what makes us relatable. It's what makes our stories more interesting, because they're real. AI could write a better fake story, but they cannot write your story, because your story is your story, and nobody can take that away from you. Yes, Tora is saying, Armin, do an example to make us understand. I have that for you. I have that. I will get to it. Okay. So think about it this way. The master plan is eventually to become a one-person consulting firm. And why would people hire you? Is because I'm an expert? Is it because I have the best knowledge? No, because they watch so much of my content, and they listen to my story so many times that they relate to it, and I inspire them because my story was painful, and they can relate to that story. That's why. So the first phase is to become a one-person consulting firm. By the way, guys, for people who have, because we're talking about service-based businesses, guys, this is the way to make a lot of money. Not employment income, not investment, business income. I mean, some people make a lot of money from employment income, some people, but even they could actually make more money if they turn their employment skills into businesses, right? But business income, so there we have two types of business income: location-based businesses and service businesses. Service businesses do not require location, so they don't require capital. You just need your phone and AI to basically provide people services. You just need expertise, and your expertise could be you overcoming your demon. You don't need a degree for this anymore. You don't need a degree for these things anymore. And even if you have a location-based business, let's say, for example, you have a gym, or if you have a restaurant, the goal is to use AI to bring more clients into your gym, your restaurant, you get more clients as a lawyer or as an accountant or whatever. But even if you have a gym or a restaurant, the goal is to get more customers and then have your second gym, your third gym, your fourth gym. But eventually you want to turn that into a service-based business as well, because it's easier to scale. And the business is like, look, I had 6 fucking cafes that I maxed out on improvements. So you could hire me on coming out and improving your cafe, your gym, your salon. Because look, I had 6 salons, and look what I did with them. The revenue was this, and over this amount of years, I increased the revenue by this much. Hire me to bring my team in, and look at your fucking salon that is not producing the revenue that it should be, and I will tell you how to improve it. That's what your content is going to be about. Eventually you're going to do consulting, and then the next phase of consulting after that, even if you're like, let's say, hey Armin, I don't need these advice because I already have so many businesses. The next phase after consulting is to actually purchase some of these businesses. So for example, let's say you have 6 gyms, then you move into becoming a consultant for gyms, then you move into, I actually have enough cash so that some of these people who come in for consulting to me, I know I could do a better job with their gym than they can, so I just want to buy their gym from them. So you become an acquisition company and you just hold. Yeah, anyways, those are for really high level people. We're starting from zero here. We're starting from zero, okay? So the point is that to embrace the pain is the key. Your biggest pain is the key to figuring out what to do. If you already have a business, you don't need that. But if you have nothing, just use your pain, fight your pain, and make that process sellable, right? So here's the 4-step process, okay? So 1, you have to find your buyer. 2, you need to create content. And again, when I say create content, because there's only 3 ways. There's only 3 ways to find buyers. There's only 3 ways to find buyers. You either create content enough so people watch a lot of your content and to the point that they eventually want to buy from you, or it's paid ad, or it's basically one-on-one conversation. There's no other way. You either meet people and you tell them why they should buy from you, or you do paid ads, or you create content. So paid ads, obviously, for a lot of you, we could talk about that later, but obviously we're trying to spend nothing here, right? We're trying to spend nothing here. And also one-on-one is not scalable unless you're doing events, and events take money, and we're trying to do with zero capital. We're trying to make this accessible to people with zero capital. So zero capital means content. So content is the way. Unless you have a lot of resources, then you could do those other 2 as well. So 1, find your buyer, create content, engage with them personally, and then close the sale. So let's break each one of the steps down. And again, to find the buyer and basically using your pain to create a market, to basically find your market, I will give you examples. You guys ask for examples, I will give you examples. All right, so identify your buyer. This is important because a lot of people, when they come into the content world, because they see a lot of people who make their money from YouTube, they think like, oh, okay, so I need a big channel with a lot of audience. That is the opposite of what you should be trying to do. Oh, I would respond to you, Jack, as well, okay? The opposite of what you shouldn't be trying to go get a big audience. You should actually try to go with a very specific audience. Okay, there are people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and sometimes millions of subscribers that are not making as much money because they're just relying on AdSense. But there are people sometimes with 1,000 subscribers. Sometimes I saw somebody also with only 300 subscribers making a shit ton of money. I forgot exactly how much, but it was unbelievable because the people who were watching that channel, they were coming for a very, very specific need, and they were willing to pay a lot from it. So you need to get very specific. And again, when you get very specific, you're not going to become a big channel, but you're going to be speaking to exactly the type of buyer that might buy from you. And I will give you a specific example so that you can understand. And also, YouTube will know exactly who this content is for. So the more specific you get, the more eventually, when you have a huge volume of content on your channel, on whatever platform you're in, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube with that platform, with the very narrow specific content that you're creating, it will make it very easy for it to basically find those very specific people, so to serve that content too. So instead of going very broad, go very narrow. So I will give you, so pick a very specific audience that you want to help, not everyone. Focus on a problem you already overcome in your life, or you're planning to overcome, and you're documenting your progress. So, and you have to become somebody that is part of this world, so that you understand, because we're going for being relatable. We're not going for like, oh, I studied this market, I know what these people want. You want to be of that world. You have to be somebody that experienced that, and you understand it. You have to be, what they're afraid of, what keeps them stuck in the hole that they're in, and the things that secretly motivates them and also secretly disappoints them. So, for example, you want it for examples? Here's an example. So the buyer that you're going for, would this make sense? I want to help people lose weight. Would this be a good channel, guys? Would this be a channel that will fits the description that I mentioned? I want to help people lose weight. No. Let's actually make it better, okay? I want to help new moms lose their pregnancy weight without going to the gym. See how specific that is? Instead of saying, I want to help people lose weight, you could say, I want to help new moms lose their pregnancy weight without going to the gym. That is very specific, right? And somebody with that problem, your channel will speak to them more than a general channel that is talking to you about general health, general methods of losing weight. And especially if you are a mom who lost their pregnancy weight without going to the gym. You've been through it. You have the pictures, you have the documentation. And then people don't just listen to you for your knowledge. People listen to you because you've been there, and they want to talk to somebody who's been there. Right? And so for this part, this is how you use AI. So you could go to your favorite AI, like ChatGPT, for example, and this is the prompt that you could give it. And again, if you'll notice during this stream, every time right now, the best way to use AI is to define a role for it at the beginning, to tell it what it is. If the AI models change so that this doesn't work anymore, I will keep updating you that this is not needed anymore. But right now, what produces results for people is to tell the AI what its role is. So listen to this. This is how it starts. You are a market researcher. You're telling ChatGPT, you are a market researcher. Create a detailed profile of someone who wants to insert goal here, but struggles with insert problem here. What are the daily frustrations, secret fears, and emotional triggers? So this will give you a very clear persona that you can now use for content, messages, and offer. But now you have guys, this, you used to get the answer to this, you used to have to hire marketing firms or marketing consultants and read like years of marketing books and articles to be able to answer this just this right now. This prompt is worth thousands of dollars. Because you either, to be able to answer this question properly, you either had to have a degree in marketing, or you had to hire somebody and pay them a lot of money to be able to define a persona. I know this because back when I was in finance, I worked with companies that used to charge you a lot of money to just define you the persona of the person that you're selling to. And now AI has access to all the marketing documents and best practices and all the academic research in the world, and you have that you as a new content creator to create the persona of the buyer, of the ideal buyer for yourself. You could just use this prompt, and thousands of dollars has just been saved just by doing that. Again, let me read the prompt for you again, okay? You are a market researcher. Create a detailed profile of someone who wants to insert the goal that you have in mind here, but struggles with, insert the problem here. What are their daily frustrations, secret fears, and emotional triggers? And again, you have to use this to create the persona, and then you could start a conversation if you want with AI. You don't have to, but to get it even more detailed. But everything you do after this is based on having this answer, this persona in mind. Yeah, people, you guys are appreciating this. I'm glad that you guys are appreciating this. Okay, so now that we have that, now we have identified the buyer. Second, we have to go with the content. And again, remember, the content is not something that you want to go viral, get millions of views, because those millions of, if you make something viral, those people will come and really enjoy that very broad content that speaks to so many people, and they will never come back again. Okay, you will have one viral video that is just got so many views, and they will buy nothing from you. Nothing from you. You will get millions of views, and to people that are not interested in what you have to offer. It's better to actually make content that is very specific, will get less views, I know, but it will speak to people that will become fascinated with the topic that you have because you're speaking their language. So what we're going to do is we're going to use for content, we're going to use the PSL format. And again, we are, for, you know, a lot of you didn't want to go live. Okay, so I got you. People who said like, Armin, I don't want to go live. I'm too shy. I'm too stressed. This is for you. Okay, I listen to you guys. Okay, yes, exactly. We start small. And Jack, I will respond to the question that you asked as well, but let me actually go through this. Okay, I start your question. I didn't forget about it, right? So forget follow. By the way, one good thing is that now social media is becoming less reliant on your follower count. So every new video that people put out there, these platforms are trying to match it with the person who wants it, regardless of the number of subscribers that you have. So number of subscribers are becoming less important. The algorithm is becoming more intelligent, right? So, and my prediction is that as algorithms become more intelligent, at some point, you know, your subscriber count is going to become very, you know, much less important, because the algorithm will be able to be very efficient at just connecting the right content to the right people. So even somebody with like 100 subscribers will be able to compete with somebody with 1 million subscribers, because if your content is great, it will just find its people. It will find the people who need to see it, regardless of number of subscribers that you have. This is the good thing about the algorithm, is getting smarter. It's becoming a more even playing field. More newcomers will become able to compete with the people who spend years building giant platforms, a huge amount of following, right? So that's a good thing. So you need to use the PSL format. Okay, so this is your point, your story, and your lesson. And again, the story part in the middle is the key, because remember, we want to, in a world that knowledge is cheap and intelligence is cheap, your story is what sells. Again, not because it's the best written story, but because it's a real story and it belongs to you. And again, remember, we told you, in an age of AI, people are going to become more obsessed with each other because they have more time focusing on each other. So your story is going to be the representation of who you are. And again, this is very interesting, because in the age of social media, before, like now we're in the age of AI. Before this, we had the internet, the age of internet, then we had the age of social media, and now we have the age of AI. In the age of social media, people were trying to put in their best version of themselves out on social media. Look at my car, look at my this, look at how great my life is. But apparently now we're learning, as the age of AI is growing, that our major selling points is the ugliest parts of our lives. Because especially when you want to sell, people have pain. The best way to sell is to solve people's pains. And the best way to solve people's pains is to show people your scars, to show people, look, I have similar scars You have those scars, I have these scars. So if anything, if you want to become a better salesperson, instead of showing the best part of your life, what you should consider actually showing the ugly, because that's what bonds us with each other. That's what brings us together. Because you're like, I'm here, I've been there, I'm already here with you. I'm either already here with you, or I have been here before. And then, because what people want is to be heard, not by somebody who's pretending to hear them, because this is what we get as things become more automated and more corporate. We're going to think it's fake. We're going to think when things are, when the person on the other side of the line becomes an AI, we think like nobody is hearing us, nobody that cares, because AI could be very good at speaking and selling, but AI can't care, at least not yet. Okay. So the best way to show somebody that I genuinely care is by showing your scars. Okay, so point, story, lesson. So here, I told you that I'm trying to make this easy so you guys don't have to go live every day like I'm doing. This is my 4th live stream today. Every time you see me on this channel going live, I've already done 3 other live streams in 3 other channel. Okay. So I was asking you to guys do 1 live stream a day, but you guys saying it's too stressful. All right. Short videos, 1-minute videos. Okay. We're doing 1-minute videos with this format with the PSL format. So 1-minute video involves, basically pre-recording. You go on your phone, you hit the camera, you record talking about something for 1 minute, and then you stop. Okay. What do you put in there? That's where the PSL model comes in. Okay. So point, story, lesson. Point is start with a bold or interesting hook. Story, share a short real life example of yourself. Real is important. Okay. And then you end it with lesson. Lesson with a powerful takeaway or call to action. Call to action is CTA. Okay. And our goal is to, and guys, don't worry, I will give you the AI prompts. Like, don't think like, okay, Armin, I don't know how to do that. Don't worry. I will give you the AI. AI will tell you exactly how to do this. We'll get there. But the goal is to post 1 video every day for 100 days on TikTok, Reels, Instagram Reels, and Shorts, YouTube Shorts. All right. So if you have a 1-minute video, why not? I was thinking, why just, if you already have a YouTube channel, why not open a TikTok and Instagram as well? And it's a 1-minute video. You could basically upload it in 3 places at the same time. Because the hard part was making the video. You could, if you have it, why not upload it in other places as well, right? So let me just give you some examples what the PSL would look like. And then we will talk about how to use AI to generate your own, right? So point would be example here. You're not broken because you're lazy. No, sorry. You're not broke because you're lazy. You're broke because no one showed you how money works. So that would be the point. That would be the interesting, bold, interesting hook at the beginning of the video. Because the goal is, guys, the reason why you want to start with something very interesting in a 1-minute video is because you want somebody to stop scrolling. So the first line is important. So that's what you do. So then the story, this is an example of the story. In 2019, I was delivering food and didn't know how to invest or how to make money. Then I found the strategy, and then you will tell your story. This needs to be a real story, not a made up story. Okay. And then the lesson at the very end would be learn to multiply your income before you try to save it. Okay. So something, you put the call to action. You're like, tell people, and again, you don't have to write these yourselves. I will tell you how to get the AI to help you write it. Okay. And guys, this is why has become very interesting. First of all, you manage to find your niche by identifying the buyer. This used to be a very difficult job. Now AI is doing that for you. Now, when you're trying to find the content of your short videos, here's the prompt that you use. Okay, so I'll give you the prompt. You will tell AI the role that it has. First, you have to give AI the role. You'll tell AI this: you are a viral content strategist. I know you don't need to go viral, but this helps. Okay, this helps you get the video better, or make the video better. So you tell it you are a viral content strategist. Create 30 short form video ideas in PSL format, in parentheses, point, story, lesson, for someone trying to. Here you will insert your buyer's goal. We know the buyer now, so this is where you insert that. Keep each idea under 60 seconds. So let me tell it again. You are a viral content strategist. Create 30 short form video ideas in PSL format, and you will tell it what the PSL format is in parentheses. For someone trying to, here you will insert your buyer's goal. Keep each idea under 60 seconds. And then if you want to do a separate prompt for figuring out the hook at the beginning, so this is a prompt for daily hooks. Okay, this is a prompt you will give AI. Make 5 scroll stopping hooks using less than 10 words each, starting with stop scrolling if ... or a question, right? So it's stop scrolling if ... is in quotation. So you could tell AI to tell you the format that you want the hooks to be, because a lot of the hooks at the beginning of the short videos, for example, start with saying, hey, stop scrolling if, or they start with a question that makes people want to answer that, or like, have you ever, and then people usually stop. So many times people stop when they hear that. Okay, so that will give you those prompts that I give you will just give you endless content ideas, so that you will never run out of ideas. Guys, do you understand how many times when people were making content like this before, people would have writer's block and they will have no like fuck, I don't know, like I made content about everything, I don't know what to talk about anymore. They will run out of ideas and they will don't know what to say. They will have burnout. They will have writer's block. These prompts that I just gave you not only saves you time because you don't have to write shit. It also means that you will never run out of ideas. Every day you could just pump out short videos out there without worrying that you will run out of ideas. Guys, this is amazing. And it's so cheap. AI is so cheap. And it's available to all of you guys. All right. So now we need to go to the next phase, which is the be social and engage with quality leads. So now you're putting content, and after a couple of months of maybe creating content, you finally see some people are subscribing or some people are following. So what do? When someone follows you or comments, send them a question, talk to them, reach out to them. Guys, this is like, you could do this while you're on a treadmill, or you could do this where you're sitting on your toilet. Look, oh my God, I have a follower. You can message these people. These people have shown interest in the problem that you're trying to solve. So you could actually message them, reach out to them, like on Instagram, and you get a new follower because they're following a page that is specifically that is talking about a specific problem. So you could now, these are potential buyers. So make friends with them. So here's what you could send them. Okay, you could send them a this or that question. So for example, you could tell them, okay, what's harder for you right now, like growth or monetization? Or it could be like, if it's a mother that is trying to lose weight at pregnancy, I don't know what those specific issues are. Or it could be like, what are you finding more difficult, this or that? So a this or that question is a good way to basically break the ice and start talking to them, right? Or another way to start engaging with people who are starting to follow you is something that is called a hand raiser post in your videos. So for example, in your videos, you could tell people to comment in the video, comment down below, write start if you want me to send you a free template. And again, free templates, you could make that with AI, right? And then people will write start, and that would be an excuse for you to reach out to them. And now you're in direct contact with them and you're talking to them. And these are people interested in your services. In your DMs, ask simple qualifying questions. For example, how long have you been trying to fix this? What have you tried so far? Do you have time to fix it right now? And guys, either if you already solved this problem for other people, use testimonials or like success stories, or if you don't have anybody that you have built helped before, then share your own progress. Like, document your own progress. By the way, guys, isn't this amazing that this will give you more extra motivation to solve your own problem? Because you're like, holy shit, I need a proof. I need some level of proof for these other people to show that I know what I'm talking about. So if you're trying to, I don't know, quit smoking, or if you're trying to lose weight or make more money, they're like, okay, if I need to actually provide evidence that I'm good at something, this will, every day that you wake up, because you need that evidence to provide to these people, this will give you so much motivation to actually solve the problems that you're having in your life. And here you could, for this area, for engagement with your audience, guess what? AI could help you with this as well. Oh, I'm here saying that's wholesome. Okay. So in the engagement with your audience part, here's what you need. Okay. This is the prompt that I suggest. Again, guys, this will help you become a closer, a salesperson. And guys, when it comes to writing the best lines, some people have years of experience and studying this to figure out how to write the best lines to close a deal and basically sell something to somebody. And now with the power of AI, with zero experience, you're going to be writing the lines that is basically is matching the best salespeople ever, because you don't have to talk to them. You are just messaging them. Right? So this is what you do. You tell AI this prompt. You give it a role. You tell AI, you are a top Instagram closer. Write a 5-step DM sequence that, 1, opens with a friendly this or that question. 2, asks what's not working. 3, shares a quick client win or shares my own win, right? 4, checks if they have time or money to fix it. 5, offers a call link or a payment option. And guys, you could make this prompt more specific to your situation, but this will give you the entire plan, the DMs that you're sending these people. It will basically spell that out for you on what you need to do, and you just need to copy and paste after that with some tweaks here and there. And here's the beautiful part. This is the best part. Every time you're messaging them, what you could do, you could screenshot that. You could like, let's say you're sending you a message. You could screenshot the message, send it to ChatGPT, and say, like, what do I say now? Right? Oh, the tree of knowledge is saying, aren't my followers going to be like, why is this person clingier than super glue? Yes, some of them will say that. Okay. But guess what? Those people were people who were never going to buy from you anyways. Okay. Because you're basically, this is how you sell. One important skill that you have to learn is basically not giving a shit about the judgment of people as long as you have not hurt them. Okay. So we don't want to hurt people. But as long as we haven't hurt anybody, their judgment on what we're doing is irrelevant. The most important thing to you should be, is this moving me closer to my goal? Yes. So exactly, selling is serving people. That's fantastic. So you want to reach your goal by helping other people reach their goals, which is so beautiful, by the way. Like I want to get rich by helping people reach their goals. But if I'm not hurting somebody, anybody that looks at what I'm doing and is looking at it negatively, that is irrelevant. I don't give a shit. I the only metric that matters to me is how closer I am getting to my goal and how much I'm helping some people get closer to their goals. Those are the only metrics that matter. You have to become, you have to learn, you have to try to learn to get to a point where other than that, no opinion matters. People's judgment don't matter. Easier said than done, but I know. Okay, but this was the important part, guys. It's very important that you realize that how powerful it is when you're trying to sell something to somebody, the conversation that you're having with them on the DMs, to screenshot that and ask chat to talk to ChatGPT regarding what is the best response. Or even if you write a response, you could basically ask ChatGPT to judge whether that was a good response or not. That is the most powerful tool. You have basically three experts right next to you in marketing and sales and negotiation and also friendship, just looking, hovering over you and basically giving you advice as you're talking to these people. You could also basically ask ChatGPT to rate the conversations as whether if they're hot, warm, or cold. So I don't know if you guys know what that hot, warm, or cold means. That this is a marketing term. So your leads are basically people who are in your sales funnel now, and you could potentially turn into buyers, right? So people that you're in touch with, getting in touch with people, that's called leads, right? So the leads, they're cold, warm, or hot. Cold means that they don't know much about you, they're not very familiar with you, they're not ready to buy anything from you. They just hear maybe because some of your content is interesting to them, but they're very cold. They're not familiar with you. They haven't warmed up to you. Warm is people who are now semi fans. They know your philosophy, they understand you, they know your topic, they're more familiar with what you offer. Hot is the type of lead where it's just ready to buy. It's just like shut up and take my money. Okay, you know what I mean? Hot leads are basically, why are you talking to me? Shut up and sell me. I want what you have. I want the thing that you have. Just stop talking and take my money already. That's what a hot lead is, right? So depending on whether or not your lead is cold, warm, or hot, you're gonna be having different conversations with them. Oh, Debbie, if it doesn't matter if you suck at sales, what I'm telling you is what this does is make it, you don't have to be good at sales anymore. You don't have to be good at sales. Basically, this is doing this. Like even if you don't know somebody is hot, cold, or warm, now you could just feed the conversation to AI and be like, "Hey, what stage are we at here?" Because if you're talking to somebody who's cold, you're you're not gonna sell to them. You're gonna have continue to have a conversation with them, understand them, get them more familiar to you. If you're talking to somebody who's a hot lead, you need to be talking about actually offering them the service at that point. And you don't need to be good at this and any of this anymore. You AI is right there and it's telling you everything right by your side. Torres saying this is a paradox. Be secure enough to sell my insecurity. Well, you don't have to. Uh, right now you shouldn't be selling. Right now you should make content about your insecurity and just make progress to the point where you have any amount of progress, so that you could sell your progress. Right now just focus on documenting, or even if you are too insecure to go make a content, just find a way to document the progress that you're making so that you have a story. Right now your insecurity is your pain, so your pain is going to be your story. Basically, we will have more shows regarding how to use AI to fix our problems. So just document how the low level that you are right now, so that when you make your first step into getting better, you have proof that you did something to get better. That's what you should be focusing on. Torah saying, is what I have worth buying? Yes, of course it is, because you're in pain, and getting out of that pain, that's the whole point of buying. The whole point of buying is to move from a position that is less ideal to a situation that is more ideal. So if you're insecure, so that means that you're in a less ideal situation. So if you make even the smallest step towards a more ideal situation, that is sellable. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, so step 4 is to secure the order, basically close the sale. What are we doing here? Oh, guys, at this stage, one thing that is important to realize is not to tell people that the problems are not problems, okay? Because you're selling them the solution. Because sometimes, especially when I'm talking to Iranians, because I did this content in Persian as well, we have a habit of telling them like, no, don't worry, that's not a problem at all, you're going to be okay. What are you talking about? They're having a problem. Their problem is a big deal. And you're trying to sell the solution. Don't dismiss the problem as not a problem. This is a habit. I don't know if you guys have that in your culture, but the Iranian culture, like, we're like, this is not a problem at all. It's fine. What do you? No, it's not fine. It's not fine. You're selling them a solution. Why are you telling them that this is fine? And also, it's belittling the problem. Like, some people are suffering, and you're telling them it's fine. That's a bad idea. It's not moral, and it's also bad for business. Oh, you guys have that as well? Okay, so you guys have that in Israel as well. And also, it's a lie, right? And we tell that to, like, parents sometimes tell that to their children as well. Like, children come to their parents with their problems, and the parents are like, oh, it's fine, it's going to be okay. And the child thinks like, oh, okay, like something deep down in the child will tell them like, my parents are lying to me. I know this is not okay. You think you're loving them, but you're actually telling them, you're actually convincing them that you're lying to them. But you think like, I'm trying to make them feel better. But that backfires. Like, even as a parent, you should be like, yeah, okay, this fucking sucks. Okay, so what you're trying to do is shift them into the buy zone. And to get them into the buy zone, you have to get them to believe you. And again, if you have your own pains, you become more believable. Do they believe in your method? If you show if you have any proof that you made any progress, it's easier to sell that they should believe your method. And key part is, do they believe in themselves? Because some people, again, like, some people are always like, you want to sell them because you want to tell them that they could improve, but they refuse to accept that this is fixable, right? So they might believe in you, like, oh, good job, you actually improve, and I believe you, good job for you, but I'm fucked. There's no helping me. Okay, so these are people you need to actually help them believe in themselves, so that they buy for you, because they need to see that there is actually some room for improvement. And if they don't believe in themselves, maybe you could share the idea that you could share the story that you didn't think that this would be fixable. You could tell them that you were in their shoes one day and now you made some progress. So that's the way that you could actually make them believe in themselves. Okay, guys, in this stage, oh, LF is saying, Armin, I had an exact conversation 2 days ago, brushing a problem aside in a big fatty lie. Okay. Amika is saying, wait, let me actually respond to some of your Jack also comes. Amika is saying, what about saying that it might be fine right now, but in case it's going to change, wouldn't you rather be safe and take care of it? I don't understand the question. What I'm saying is that if somebody is in a shitty situation, the best thing you could do when they come to you and tell you that they're in a shitty situation, whether you're selling something or they're just your friend or family, is to actually acknowledge that they're right instead of trying to prove them wrong. Like, yeah, okay, I see why this is fucked up, right? Because it validates them. It makes them feel heard. I think a lot of times because of our culture, when somebody comes out like, "Hey, man, I'm fucked," and you tell them, "No, no, 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 no." I mean, they might say that, "Okay, I appreciate you trying to make me feel better," but deep down inside, what we're actually doing is telling them, "I didn't actually take you seriously." Okay, like I don't believe you, right? Like you didn't actually, they didn't feel heard. Oh, you mean as a selling point? I don't understand your question. Let me see. What about saying that it might be fine right now? Oh, okay. But in case it's going to change, um, wouldn't you rather be safe and take care of it? Okay, yeah. But well, when you're saying that, as the key thing is honesty here, okay? So say what you believe. Say what you genuinely believe. If you act like, I don't want us to sell by telling them like, "Oh, you think you're fine? You're gonna be fucked soon. You're gonna this is gonna destroy your life." I don't like if you're saying that, it's fine if you genuinely believe it. I don't want us like we don't because guys, the best way to become good at business is to genuinely help people, right? So if so, Amikai, the answer to your question is like, yes, say that with the condition of genuinely believing in it. If you say that, right, we don't, because the goal is not to get wealthy by just separating people from their money. The goal is to get wealthy by making people's lives better, right? So if you genuinely think that that's true, then yes, say that as a selling point. Or let me actually also say, Jack's question earlier is now relevant here, saying, "What about cultural differences? Talking about your problems can come across as attention-seeking and weak, and can be disliked in Finland." Okay, so that's it's really important. This is why it's really important for all of us to start getting a thicker skin, and because one of the key ways to become successful is not to care about the judgment of people. If you're not hurting anybody, okay, the metric is am I getting closer to my deal? And if to my goals. And if I am, fuck other people's opinions. Okay? And again, I say that as somebody who comes from a culture that considers being seeing money making as a value as something negative. So imagine, so you think you have cultural baggages. I come from a society that if you talk about making money so much, you're like a greedy motherfucker. Okay. And it's not good to talk about money this much, which is like a very unhealthy culture. So yeah, we have to overcome that. We have to overcome, like, you have to be like, you know what? People don't like what I'm saying or what I'm doing. So what? So what? So what? What's is it stopping me from? Is their opinions gonna stop me? No. So let them have those opinions. Torah. Yeah, I mean, guys. If I cared about other people's opinions, I wouldn't be an outspoken atheist in Iran, right? Right. So is at this stage, what stage are we're at stage 4, right? So we're trying to close the sales. So it's very important not to make the mistake that many people make here. And again, we will get back to AI and how we could use AI to help us with this. But it's very important that you communicate at the stage that you're ready to sell to somebody because your lead is hot, right? You need to make the offer clear, short, and specific, and very easy to understand. Okay. None of those people who give you a 2-page explanation of your services, that's fucking bullshit. You need to make your offer one line, not even half a line. Here's an example. Okay. Here's an example of an offer that you don't give them a brochure that they need to go over regarding the services that you offer. It needs to be one line and easy to understand. Okay. Here's an example. $297 for 1 hour strategy call with a 7-day follow-up plan. That's my offer. So you give me $297 for 1 hour of a strategy call with me with a 7-day follow-up plan. That's your offer. One line, simple, easily understandable. Okay. And we're starting low, by the way, guys. Like we're eventually want to charge people like $2,000 for a call, but we're starting with like hundreds. And here's the key part: when people like, some people will be surprised how soon they will get to the point where people are willing to offer them money. So you need to be ready. We don't know when that will happen, but you need to be ready. You need to be ready with the Stripe link or a PayPal link or whatever you use. Right. And for this phase, this is how you use it. Here are some prompts in AI. Again, people are like, okay, Armin, I don't know how to write my offer. Don't worry. I got you. Use AI. Here's the prompt. First, no, before you use the prompt, you basically go in a Google Doc and you write maybe in a couple of paragraphs what service you're planning to offer. You dump that into ChatGPT, but before that, you write, turn this long offer into one short sentence that includes the price, time frame, and benefit clearly. Okay, that's the prompt. AI will do this for you. Turn this long offer into one short sentence that includes the price, time frame, and benefit clearly. That's your offer. If you want to spend more time on it, you could tell it to give you 10 different versions of it so that you could pick one of them. Oh, Tora is saying, isn't it wrong to make money off vulnerable people? Tora, that's basically every business ever. And that's the most beautiful thing in the world. You're making money solving other people's problems. I mean, if we're not making money like that, then people's problems, vulnerable people would remain vulnerable. What is more beautiful than everybody making money, reaching their own goals by fixing other people's problems? I mean, you understand. You just described a doctor, right, Tora? You just described a doctor. So here's another prompt that is so powerful for selling. Okay, guys, these are golden prompts that I'm giving you. This is what I'm giving you is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm giving you for free. Okay, listen to this prompt. Okay, so you're going to tell AI, list the top 5 reasons someone might hesitate to buy this offer. For each, write one sentence. For each, write one sentence that reassures them. This will make you ready to talk to them before you even know what they're going to be talking about. You're already ready for the excuses, for the hesitations. Do you understand, with zero experience in sales, how powerful of a salesperson you're going to be with just this prompt? Here's another thing you could do. This is not one prompt. This is a powerful strategy where you get the AI to role play so that you could handle objections better. Okay, so you tell AI, pretend you're a prospect who says, I'll think about it, or I'll respond and okay, no, sorry. Pretend you're a prospect who says, I'll think about it, I'll respond, you challenge me, right? So basically, or something resembling that. So basically, in this, you're trying to get the AI to act like a customer that is like, maybe not, or trying to come up with excuses to go away. And then you want to know what would be the best thing to say at that point. So the AI will be the customer, you're the salesperson, and then you will just practice with AI. And the AI, you told the AI to keep to act like somebody who's not interested, and then to challenge you. You trying to sell, he will challenge you back. He or it will basically keep giving you more excuses for why no, sorry, okay? And this will get you ready for when you're talking to a real prospect. So with regards to all of the prompts that I gave you, if you've noticed, they have a very interesting similar format. Okay, and let me give you that format. Okay, this is the best prompt strategy overall. If you want to get the best out of AI currently, if the models change and the strategy changes, I'll tell you that. Okay, to make AI work perfectly for this model, follow this 5-part formula in every prompt. Okay, so you need to give it the prompt. It needs to have a role, a goal, context, format, and maybe a review. Yes. Okay, so for example, the role section is that you tell AI you are a coach, a closer, a strategist, an expert in this, that. Okay, you in the prompt there needs to have a goal. You need to define a goal for in the prompt. Your job is to, for example, write DMs, build a persona. Okay, write an offer. So role, goal, context. For example, you need to give it add the audience, mention the product, give it the tone, mention what platform this is on, right? Like Instagram messages, whatever. That's the context that you mentioned in the prompt. You could mention in the prompt. Then 4 is the format. So how is AI going to respond to you? Are you asking for a table, a list, paragraphs? You could include that clarify that in your prompt. And then you could also have a review, right? So review is basically tweak and re-prompt for improvements. So one thing you could do, for example, is you could tell the AI, once it gives you the answer, is to critique its own answer and try to make it better. And you could do this endlessly. So for example, here's a master prompt. Okay, you are a content coach. Create 10 video ideas in the PSL format, which is point. Wait, what was the PSL? Because I wrote this in Persian. Yeah, point story lesson. Because AI might not know. Because I checked at one time, I did PSL with AI. AI didn't know what PSL is, so I defined it for them. I thought it would know what PSL is because I've heard PSL before, so I thought it would know. So maybe you should write point story lesson instead of PSL. So, or put it in a parentheses. Create 10 video ideas in PSL format in parentheses, point story lesson format, for someone helping burned out employees quit their job and become freelancers. Make it punchy and include a hook for each one. Platform is TikTok, tone, bold, and honest. So obviously this is for somebody who's trying to create content for people who are ready to quit their jobs and become freelancers, and you're making content for that. This prompt will create 10 video ideas for it, but and it would do it better than other prompts because you gave it a role, you gave it the context, you gave it told it the format, the tone, everything, the goal, everything was mentioned. Okay, so guys, now that you have all this information, here's the key part. Here's the 7-day plan to get started. No excuses left. Now you could do the work. Okay, no excuses. Right? Day 1, use AI to create your ideal buyer persona. Day 2, generate 30 PSL video ideas. Pick 7 to record. Day 3 to 5, post 1 video per day. And if you get any followers, DM new followers using the AI script that I give you. Day 6, ask AI to audit your conversations and qualify the leads. Qualify leads. Day 7, polish your offer with AI and practice closing responses. Okay, here's a 7-day plan. It's easy now. It's easy. All you need is hard work. The path is clear. Guys, if this inspired you, I want you to comment after the show under this video that this has inspired you to do something. And again, this works with everybody. This works with people who have zero money and people who have hundreds of millions of dollars. This is I gave you, here's what I did. The method that people do this with content marketing to close more deals and get more customers and leads, this has been known. What I added to this is removing the barrier of knowledge. So what I told you regarding how people make all of this money, that is already well known. That is already the science of it that I already explained to you. This is the path that everybody uses to make a lot of money, right? But what I did is in each step, I gave you the AI trick so that you could do it without having all their skills. The AI prompt you could use for you to start today. I opened the door for you. I basically made it so easy to follow a path. And again, this works for somebody who has $0 or $100 million sitting in their bank account. Because even them, if they wanted to now make more money, this is the way. This is the way for them to make more money. This works for somebody that has no job or somebody who has 60 years of experience in their business. This makes them become more successful. Do you guys have any reasons or any excuses now for not doing this? I've uploaded my story to ChatGPT and also Gemini to see if both think that it's a strong contender. Okay, you guys are using AI. That's good. Your pains are your strength. The point of life is to have a hero's journey. And a hero's journey would make no sense without some dragons in it. Okay? It's not a hero's journey if you have nothing to fight. So the point, like, you're already here, you're already living. It's better to go through life with an epic story, right? How could you ever have an epic story without some demons fighting you? Imagine if you were just cruising through life with no challenges. Every time you see a demon, every time you see the greatest challenges in your life, just look at it as an opportunity. Look at the demon that is facing you and tell yourself, how else could I prove that I'm worth something without such demons in my life? This is the only way that I could prove my worth is with struggle. No matter how many demons are in your way, there are an opportunity for you to fight them and get stronger for the next demons that come. Amikai is saying, oh, the hero of my story fails her fight and her soul is torn apart in the end. As long as you fought, Amikai, there's 3 options, okay? Two of them will give you an epic story. 2 of them will make you say that this was a life worth living because I came, I fought, and either I slayed the dragon or it slayed me. But what I did not do is bend the knee. The 3 options is 1, I see the dragon, I see the demon, and I refuse to fight, and I just surrender. That is not an epic story. The two other stories is that I pick up my sword and I go swinging. And in one scenario, you slay the dragon. In another scenario, the demon overcomes you and kills you. But both of those stories, the main part, the good thing about both of those is that you were a fighter, right? You were the fighter in both of those stories. Whether you overcome that demon or you don't, what you know is that you gave it everything you got. That's what you know. I mean, I'm not gonna read that. What the hell? That's dark. That's not the motivational pep talk I was thinking of, Amir, but okay. Should I read that? Amir, what the hell? No, no. Actually, let me read this because it's kind of weird. Amir is saying, think of it this way: if Hamas can, so can you. What the fuck? Amir. Okay, okay, Amir. Okay, okay. That was a good way. Too much. Yes. Okay. We have fun here, guys. We have fun here. This is good. All right, guys. I hope some people will take some value from this and they take action because guys, what I could tell you for sure is that this is the way. I know this is the way, right? Because it has been done. It's a proven method that everybody is doing. And now the barriers have been removed and it's open to you. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Make sure you like the stream. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you think somebody could benefit from this content, please help share this content. Okay? Oh, thank you, Tora. I appreciate that. All right, guys. This is fun. I like our community here. I'm going to go. All right, guys. Bye. You know, it's hard for me to go because you know why I keep saying I want to go, and I don't go because I just like to hang out with you guys. You guys are just, I just want to, like, guys, I'm going to go. But then I'm still here. Hey, thank you, Jack. Thank you, Amikai. Mary, thank you. Oh, thank you, Mary saying, Armin, you're inspiring. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. All right, guys. Bye.